Good afternoon, ladies, and any gentlemen I may have joining me today in the audience. My name is Olivia Winfield, and I welcome you to today's edition of Butts, Guts, and Body, where, as the name implies, we're going to be doing exercises that are centered on our lower half as well as our core, hence the butts and guts. I'm going to go ahead and get our timer started. You can go ahead and begin warming up, and I will be back literally in seconds to lead us through our dynamic warm-ups. Sit tight. All right. There we go. All righty. Let's go ahead and begin with some very basic chair squats. I have a bench here. We can use that as our guide for today. So if you also have a bench or a chair and you want to use that as kind of your guide for your squat, remember, a squat is basically your sitting motion. So let me move my water bottle here. So I have to bring my hands to heart center here. Sit down. 1. So if you are going to use a chair or a bench, you're literally just using that as a guide. Don't sit fully down. All right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now let's start here for our squats, right? So we're going to do a step out squat. So we're going to take a step out. 1, step to the other side. 2, real simple. 3, 4, 5, 6, and yes, we are doing sumo squats after this. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, guys, now we're gonna start with our feet past shoulder width distance. Turn your toes out to the corners and sink down. You should be feeling this in your inner thigh. 2, 3, put my hands behind my head. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, guys. Now we're gonna do some lunges. Oh yes, we have to do some lunges. And yes, this is just the warm-up. All right, lunge. 1, you can either take it forward or backwards. It's up to you. 2, I am not telling you what to do today on that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more, y'all. And 10. Switch legs. 1, 2. Make sure that core is engaged. 3. If you struggle with balance, find a point in the middle distance or on the floor right in front of you to concentrate on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, guys. And then last but not least, warm up those quads with some butt kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. I don't know about y'all, but I feel pretty warmed up. And not just because I'm under studio lights. So I'm gonna grab a sip of water. You should too. And we're gonna go into our first exercise. All right. Exercise number 1. Ejercicio número 1. Yo necesito practicar mi español, okay? So, first exercise. You can choose to do this with a dumbbell, body weight, or with a barbell. First choice is the barbell here. So, what are we doing? You're not doing what I just did. That was just to get the barbell on my back. What we're gonna be doing, so building off of a sequence that we've done before, which is a Romanian deadlift to squat, this time, we're gonna do a good morning. So that same hinge movement of pushing your hips back, come back up, and then sit down into your squat. Yeah, so you really have to think about this. Hips pulling back, hips coming down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 more to go, guys. 7, 8. Remember, on that squat, you're coming to parallel. 9, 10. So I like to have like the bench here. And yes, that's a little overhead press. This is 30 pounds. I like to have the bench here as kind of the demonstrate. I feel like it better showcases the difference in hip movements better. So again, that hinge movement, it's like if someone wrapped a string around your hips and is pulling your hips backwards. And then someone's on the front end and they're like, what are you doing? No. And they're pulling your hips at the front end and pulling you back upright, as opposed to a squat motion, which is sitting down. It's like sitting down in a chair. Okay, so now for our core, for the guts. So we're gonna try something a little new today. We're gonna do an ab rollout with a barbell. Because why not, right? So I'm gonna start down on my knees. If you feel strong enough, capable enough, you are definitely more than welcome to do it the advanced way, which is up on your toes. Oh, yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I'm not that cocky. So I'm gonna do this on my knees. You can either keep your feet on the ground or you can elevate them. And then you're gonna engage the core, roll out as far as you can, and then back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, the idea is that you would get completely flat. And 5. Yeah. I'd say if you don't have access to a barbell, but if say you have an ab wheel, same exact thing. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and take a break. And we're gonna go ahead and do it again 2 more times. So, at the time of this taping, this recording, it is September 3rd, 2025. So the summer has unofficially come to a close. It officially comes to a close September 20th at the time of the equinox, or the autumnal equinox, I believe. Yes, because the solstice happens in winter, so equinox. But here today in Minnesota, the temperature, it is like Mother Nature said, oh, the calendar flipped to September, and she flipped the switch, child, because we got the fall weather outside. And I personally am loving it. I stepped outside this morning and I was like, it was crisp. I think it was like 50-something degrees outside this morning at like 7. And I was like, this is awesome. I was wearing a hoodie, sweats, a hat, was carrying my backpack again for the first time in weeks because my back wasn't gonna be super sweaty. Listen, my birthday is October 24th. This is the best time of the year for me. like that means my birthday's around the corner. I'm excited. So yeah, I'm loving this weather. That being said, though, yours truly won free tickets to the Twins game tomorrow against the Chicago White Sox at 6:40. And the temperature is looking, some would say icky. Luckily, it's not showing that it's supposed to rain until hopefully after the game is over, / we may have already left at that point because baseball is long. But I'm excited. I have never been to, actually, now that I think about it, I've never been to a baseball game, period. And this will be my first baseball game, my first pro game. I'm excited. I'm psyched. Invited some friends, they're coming along too. So, you know, working for the YMCA has some benefits. That's how I got the tickets. I won them in a raffle. So I'm excited. You know, and especially to get a chance to do something new. And that's what this year has been about in a lot of different ways for a lot of different people, myself included. You know, they keep saying that this is the 9 year. It's the year of the snake. We're shedding old ways, old selves, and stepping into the new. And I think especially as we, you know, have entered Q3 now. So we're not quite fourth quarter, but we getting there. So, 1, how are we feeling? 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh yeah, it's fun. Okay, take a rest. It's like, are we feeling good about what all we have done this year? Or even things that we didn't do? Did we put down some bad habits? Did we start cutting toxic relationships? I know we just went through a Mercury retrograde, and it seems like left and right I was hearing about folk relationship breaking up. So, but these are also relationships where people had been in it for quite some time. So again, turning back around to that theme of shedding ourselves, shedding our old selves, stepping into a new version of us. And it's scary, right? Because you ain't never been here before. You know, or maybe you've been here before, but it didn't look like this. So how do you navigate that, you know? Life's funny like that. All right, last set of our good morning. Back squat. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, guys, and 10. All right. And now the last of our torture, ab rollouts. Listen, these are hard. They're fun. I think they're fun. But, you know, you could say I may have a masochistic streak, though. So, you know, consider the source. All right. Last set of our ab rollouts, guys. We can do it. Because we can do hard things. All right. And roll. 1. 2. If anything, this hurts my knees. 3. 4. 5. Ooh, come on, one more. 6. Okay. All right, let's take a rest, and then we'll move on to our next one. All right, it's gonna be another compound movement. We're gonna be doing sumo squat, come up, step, split squat. Come back, step, split squat, yeah. This is if you've been here with me for a minute, we've done this once or twice. Now we're gonna do this with a barbell on our back. Whew, or at least I'm going to attempt to do it with a barbell on my back. If I have to change tactics, then tactics will be changed. There's one thing that I have learned in life, and it's a lesson that I have learned in so many different ways, at so many different times. because I'm stubborn like that, so sometimes I need the repetition. But, shoot, where in the heck was I going with that? You know what, we'll come back to it if I remember it. All right, so sumo squat. Start with your feet, pass shoulder width, turn your feet out to the corners, and sink. Come up, right foot comes out, turn, squat, come back, and there you go. 2, 3, 4, halfway. Yeah, we're only gonna do 8, guys. Let me get off the mat. That is not helping me. All right. What's this? I don't remember, 7? I don't think you guys would be too terribly upset. All right. Last one. Yeah, these are burners. You're gonna feel this, ideally, all over your legs. All right, and then we're gonna come down to the mat and we're gonna do reverse crunches for our core. I will give you the option of, you can start with your legs here or you can start with your legs extended. But if you start with your legs extended, this is still a controlled movement. So it's not, whee, momentum, no. It's out, in, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, man. All right, let's take a rest. Whew. Whew. You can get through anything with a good playlist. Good music, good jams, good vibes, good energy. I mean, and it's true. Like, I'm a big believer in community and teamwork. If for nothing else, on my darkest days, it was the people that were around me that showed up, showed they cared and they loved me, that kept me whole in times where I felt like I was falling apart. So it's important to have people like that in your life, and I think that's a very important aspect of community, is that part of support. Now, of course, you need to make sure you turn around and do the same thing for those same people, because community is built on reciprocity. And I think these days, a lot of people are way too caught up in this nobody owes you anything mentality, but funnily enough, the people that I often hear sprouting that kind of rhetoric have some of the highest expectations for others in their lives, even though they can't meet them. Funny that, but whatever. I don't know where I was going with this. I feel like I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Anyway, so I like to do this movement. Here, we'll just talk about the exercise. So I like this because it hits a whole lot of different areas together, and I like it as someone who runs. I feel like this helps a lot with my muscular endurance in my legs. You know, that time under tension. Because you don't come all the way back up. You're staying low this entire, you come up out of the squat, but then you're still you're constantly keeping that tension, especially if you have a barbell against your back, across your shoulders. You still have that weight constantly pushing you down like that, in a good way. And so yeah, I just like it. Helps with those fast twitch muscles, I feel. Okay, reverse crunches, right. All right. Ow! Good thing I'm hard-headed. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo. All right, let's take a rest, guys, and we got one more. Then we have our final exercise, which will be a simple Romanian deadlift. So again, coming back up to that hinge movement, and then we'll do a nice cool down. 9.5 minutes left on the clock. We got it. Woo. All right, last and final set of our sumo squat to split squat. I have to say I'm so happy the last exercise is a Romanian deadlift because I'm being honest with y'all, I'm tired of picking this thing up and putting it across my shoulders. I'm getting bored. All right, let's go ahead and bang out this last set so I can put this down and then pick it up again, but still, beside the point. All right, and all right. So, as we are in our third quarter, how are things looking? Feeling? Are we happy with the progress that we have made? And if we are not, what are we gonna do to make it so that we are happy? Only you can answer that. Much the same way only I can answer that for myself. All right. Whew, 2 more, guys, let's go. Yep, so if you notice, I'm not necessarily standing all the way straight back up as I rotate between each movement. So thus, keeping that tension. Say if your legs feel a little shaky after this, good, that means I did my job. All right, so because my legs feel a little shaky. All right, come on down. Last set of our reverse crunches. Let's do this. Whew. So I will also say I had coffee this morning instead of my usual energy drink, and I have to say, I think I'm feeling it. 1, 2, meaning there'll be another cup of coffee when I get home. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, y'all. Yeah, say my thighs is just standing up right now. My thighs were like, woo, girl. But it feels good. Feels like I worked something, did something. Because I am, because we are. So, like I tell people, this is not the class you do on an empty stomach. This is not the class you do half asleep. You need to make sure you are coming to this class. And even if you can't, barring, extenuating circumstances, all that stuff, I'm not saying you guys show up perfect every single time. This is my way of saying, though, recommendation, strong advisement, eat and sleep is what's gonna set you up for this class for best results. All right, last and final set, or exercise rather, with 5 minutes to go. Barbell Romanian deadlifts. So, you're gonna grab your barbell, stand with your feet about shoulder width distance apart, have a slight bend in your knees, and then stand up straight. Make sure that core is engaged, pelvis is not tilted, and push those hips back and come up. 1, 2, still 30 pounds on the barbell. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. For the folks at home who may be wondering what's my personal best in deadlifts, whatever 45 plus 160 is, that is my personal best. All right, haven't done that, haven't hit that in a couple of years, unfortunately, but one day I'll get there again, maybe. All right, so mountain climbers, but different this time. So I want you to take it slow. So as you come into your mountain climb and you bring that knee forward, we're gonna hold it. 1 and back. 2, 3, time under tension. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's it. All right. Take a rest. So that's my personal best in deadlift. Which, yes, is more than I weigh. My goal always with deadlift, at least to initially start, is to just be able to deadlift my body weight. That's it. That was my goal starting out. That is still my goal, because I think right now I'm sitting comfortably at about maybe 110, 120. So we have a ways to go to build ourselves back up to where we once were. It requires more dedication on my part and consistency to get here to lift heavy, but it is doable. It is achievable. And also, starting out on deadlifts, this is where I started, right here, 30 pounds. You have to start somewhere. We all do. All right. Even the most genetically gifted among us still has a starting point. Still has a point to grow and evolve from. Still has a point to train from and to train for, or towards, or to object, or to obtain. But also remember too, comparison is the thief of joy. And when I say stay in your own lane, focus on yourself, I don't mean that in a pejorative way. I mean that in a, you will make yourself sad and mad if you get too caught in what other people are doing and you lose sight of what all you're doing, what all you've accomplished, and what all you're gonna do. It is a cliche saying, but it is true. You are you, and that is your superpower. Embrace your you-ness. Ain't nobody out here doing it like you. Own that. Something to be proud about. All right, mountain climbers, round 2. Time under tension, 1 second hold. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, 1 more set to go, 1.5 minutes left. We are definitely gonna go into OT, overtime. So if you gotta hop off, you are more than welcome to do so. I don't mean to take up any more of your time than you have already given me. And 30 minutes is quite a lot. So thank you. But if you gotta hop off, then you gotta hop off. No harm done, no hard feelings. But if you're gonna stick around, we gotta do this last set. Let's go. we are coming to a close of this week's edition. This is not what I was supposed to do. See, I told you guys I was so tired of doing it. I did it automatically. All right, final set. If you are watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know what you like. But also, if you like this, please feel free to check out our virtual Y. We have it on our website. We also have it available in the App Store. $9.99 a month, and you get access to a wide plethora of content, not just fitness. We even got some wellness stuff in there too. We got some sound bath healing, you know, like some meditation, some breath work, if you want to come back to center after sweating your butt off. So feel free to check it out. I also have a 3-part series that's 20 minutes apiece, so great if you don't have a whole lot of time. That is upper body, lower body, and full body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, guys, the timer just ran out, means we only got so much time. So we are officially in OT. Let's go ahead and get to the top of our mat here for our cool down. Take a deep breath in. Fold forward into downward dog. Whew. So yes, the virtual Y, $9.99 a month. And I have a 3-part, okay, bring it between our hands, there we go. Drop that back knee down, runner's lunge. So I have a 3-part series, and then of course you can also find my weekly streaming series, Push, Pull, Press, which is an upper body focused program. Same format, except we're just doing upper body and core, and we live stream that on Tuesdays. Whew. All right. Good work today, y'all. Good stretch. Yeah, we definitely got to make sure we get these flexors right here. This is the house of your hinge movements. So, definitely got to treat it well. And also speaking again from personal experience, not super fun to injure. You don't realize how much you need those muscles to literally just walk, take stairs. Oh my goodness. I remember once, back when I was getting back into working out, made the same mistake that a lot of but returning exercisers do, which is, you know, you hop back in at full throttle where you were, and even then for a lot of us where we were probably wasn't even correct. We weren't doing it right, at least I know I wasn't. And I pulled my hip flexor muscle. And I was living in Seattle at the time, and I walked to and from work over a mile just one way. And there was also this huge set of stairs near our office that I would sometimes take. And I remember once I was trying to take those stairs up to catch the bus, and yeah, let's just say we did not have a good time because I couldn't lift my leg. Like, I couldn't even lift it as high as just the step, and it wasn't very high at all. But that is just how tender those areas can be and why it's so important to stretch and take care of them. So that's why we're doing the static stretches here at the end, and we do dynamic warm-ups at the beginning. And as someone who's very much into her 30s now at this point, the older we become, the more important it becomes to stretch. And I definitely don't do as good a job of that as I should. So, like, honestly, this is progress for me. All right, guys. As we come into our final stretch here, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to come and watch me, Olivia Winfield, personal trainer, as well as virtual Y instructor based here out of downtown Minneapolis. And this was Butts, Guts, and Body. Thank you all so much. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Sarah, and this is Cardio Dance. Are you guys ready to work out? Let's do it.
I woke up feeling like this gon' be my day. I got that poppin' fire every step I take. Living that wild
Through the bag. Go. That's where we want to go.
Last 10 seconds. I'm right here with you. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Y. My name is Erin. I'm Jennifer.
My name is Linda.
My name is Tommy, and today we're going to do a quick step routine.
We feeling like we can conquer the world today.
I wish you all could smell it. It smells so good.
Time. We get stronger in my world. We're going to do it again.